what did this game prove to you? The Broncos beating the Eagles. Drew gave his spiel. He wants to go. He's more than welcome to go again.
I could talk more.
But in watching this game, what was your final takeaway? What was the thought that you were left with after the Broncos beat the Eagles?
Essentially the same thing we talked about last week, that the offense will eventually hold this team back if it does get figured out. You just see, and now you know it's bad when Smitty starts to talk.
Yeah,
because Smitty never talks. Smitty is very just, these are my coaches, this is the playbook, I follow the playbook. Now he's starting to get animated, like, all right, shit's not working. It's starting to feel bad. And I think you can see it in AJ Brown's frustration. Nobody's on the same page on offense. Well, let me not say that. I think everybody on the field is kind of on the same page, and people on the outside are not on the same page. And I think that's the big discrepancy here. But I think the defense is fine. I think it's going to be fine throughout the year. This is a championship level defense. I do feel that way. I think offensively, though, that's the problem. I think this offense could hold them back. Last year, people used to say, maybe the passing could hold them back. The run game was elite. The defense was elite. I think this year it could be both. You got an offensive line that's struggling with health right now and also dealing with age. Then you got a passing game that's just running very, very much of the same concepts that just doesn't get anybody open. Nobody gets schemed up right. Nobody gets schemed up any good looks. Then the passing game is not as consistent as you want it to be. You walked into that fourth quarter up 17-3, if I'm not mistaken. If you just was still able to move the ball, this is a game you walk away with, you win the game. But you couldn't move the ball, put the defense in some horrible positions. And on top of that, give Denver's offense some credit. They made some big plays. Sutton and Bo Nix and them boys, J.K. Dobbins, they came out and they never gave up. And with the Eagles, it feels like they haven't put a consistent 4 quarters together in any game they've played. They've just won off sheer talent, sheer willpower. And I think my reservations are the same. This offense could hold them back. This offense, it's two things. Like, it has the talent to win, but it also has moments where it shows you that this offense could hold them back from winning the title.
Yeah, the offense feels a little 2023, but maybe even more scary because the offensive line doesn't look like it's going to be as dominant as it was. They're dealing with some injuries. They were dealing with injuries coming into the season. Now you're even more banged up. I'm going to check the box score. First of all, Saquon 6 carries. That was a bit of a jump scare.
Inexcusable stuff.
Yeah, because we could talk about the passing game. If you just look at the numbers, it's like this was one of the better passing games the Eagles had, right? Smitty had over 100 yards. Jalen Hurts had a passer rating over 100. You hit on some deep balls. You hit on one to Smitty. You had AJ Brown open on that one over the middle of the field where he kind of let up on. So there were plays and plays made in this passing game for Philadelphia to win this game, but kind of off character, they went away from what's been working for them for the 18 plus games that they won at home in a row. I mean, Saquon Barkley, and it's your rushing attack. And I know the rushing attack hasn't been as successful. And it's funny because we talked about a week or two ago, do you want to be more pass happy? And we're also like, yeah, let's be more pass happy. But there has to be a happy medium, right? Like, we could be more pass happy while also being a run first team with Saquon Barkley being the focal point of the offense. We just don't want to be 32nd in passing attempts because we have too many talented players and too talented of a quarterback to be the team that throws the ball the least amount in the NFL. But this game, they really got away from it, right? 6 carries, 30 yards for Saquon Barkley. This was a game where they were trying and testing Denver through the air consistently, which was weird because, like we've said, you're up 17-3 entering the fourth. You usually see these games from teams when you're trailing 17-3 the whole way, and you need to pass to catch up, and you feel like you need explosive plays to try to get some things going. But that wasn't the case for the first 3 quarters of this game. So really weird for Philly to kind of get away from what's been working for them for a year plus at this point. For Denver, though, I think the number one thing, I guess really 2 things. The number one thing, though, is I think you got some faith in Bo Nix because for the first month of the season, the talk around Bo Nix was nasty. I think deservedly so. He was not playing up to the expectation that we thought he could coming off his rookie year where he had a very strong rookie year. So I think number one, you get some faith that, okay, in the fourth quarter on the road in Philly, Bo Nix, he grabbed his balls and said, let's go, let's win this game. And the other part is the defense. The defense really stepped up in this game. Another part of the Broncos unit that had been talked about this season, right? You had the game against the Chargers, against the Colts, where maybe they didn't look as dominant as you would like them to be. But this was, a passing attack or an offense in general with Philadelphia that we know they can move the ball, right? Like we know that, especially in the running game, that they're going to be able to move the ball and pick up chunk plays. And we've seen them score a lot of points like they did against the Rams a couple weeks ago. So I think if you're Denver,
last week we scored against Tampa, 31.
Yeah, Tampa too. Like it was a great showing from Denver. That real elite defense that we were expecting coming into this year. And same thing with Bo Nix. A big bounce back game for him.
It unequivocally proved one thing, and it's that talent can't overcome coaching. The Eagles were 2 for 11 on third down. They had 8 penalties. They took 6 sacks. There was not a plan for the pressure packages that Denver's defense sent their way. Saquon Barkley not having double-digit carries is unacceptable. But the touchdown that Jalen Hurts threw to Saquon Barkley was a play that was drawn up by Jalen Hurts.
That's insane.
It wasn't drawn up by Kevin Patullo. Kevin Patullo right now is holding back this Eagles offense.
No.
And we've seen the last couple of weeks the offense in stretches sometimes look good. Versus the Rams in the second half, versus the Bucs in the first half, versus the Broncos in the first half. They were moving, they were passing the ball. And I think that their plan was correct. Pass the ball against Denver to set up the run. But once they had that 17-3 lead, they did not run the ball with Saquon Barkley at all. Maybe a carry here or there that got stuffed, but for the most part, they didn't stick with Saquon Barkley. This team we know has talent. They have a great quarterback. They have great weapons on the outside. The offensive line is a bit hobbled right now, but I think it's still at least an average unit, even with all the injuries. The problem right now is what the problem has been the entire season. It's the play caller, it's the coaching, it's the game script. And last year, the run game was elite, top of the league. The pass game was mediocre. This season, we're looking at 2 mediocre units with the rush and the passing offense. And if they don't make a change, this is what's going to hold back the Eagles from going back to back and even reaching the Super Bowl. Because this game proved 100% that they cannot overcome coaching even with their talent alone. They can't. They play sloppy football, and they've gotten away in some close games against the Buccaneers, against the Rams, against the Dallas Cowboys. But if they keep playing the way they're playing right now, they aren't going back to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Now talk about Bo Nix.
Bo Nix was fine. He was mad for 3 quarters. He was really good in the fourth quarter. Made a really good third down throw to Cortland Sutton.
That play got me.
That final drive was awesome.
Cortland Sutton, the power that he had to finish catches through Quinyon Mitchell. Because there was one where Quinyon had his entire arm in there trying to break up the pass,
on that right
and he
side.
still held on to it.
Yeah.
I thought the great game script was awesome for Denver. I thought they ran the ball better in the second half. They set up the short and quick game, and then they rolled out Bo Nix to make throws to crossers that were crossing the field. And they took advantage of also the opposite boundary corner of Philadelphia, which is another problem that they have on their team. But you live with it because their defense is so great. And even with that one problem, it doesn't mask the fact that this defense is great in every single phase. But overall, Denver was awesome. And they have a great offensive line that Bo Nix was not under pressure in this game at all. He had clean pockets. So I think Denver played an all-around game. They were disciplined. And it basically showed, like, between the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles, there was no question what team was more prepared, what team was more disciplined. It was the Broncos.
What's nuts about that is we locked them up in the second half. They played into our hand because, of course, we know that Philadelphia loves seeing man coverage. They know that Jalen Hurts thrives with that, and they're going to take their shots deep down the field. We caught some breaks. Being honest, the Jahan Dotson, pretty great catch, just got the 1 foot out of bounds. A.J. Brown was gone. It was a touchdown, but he gave up on the play for even a half second. That's all it took for him to not be able to catch up to that ball. The Broncos, and really, I want to talk about this defense because I think the defense second half really did win us the game. The pressure we got on Jalen Hurts. I do think the Eagles, in playing to our hand, beat themselves, not giving Saquon the opportunity that he deserved. Because anytime he touched the ball, I was shitting. Because he easily,
was efficient, yeah.
He easily was 6 for 30. And the play that he had on the sideline, it could have been a monster, just typical signature Saquon Barkley game. They played away from that because they played into our hands, because we were kind of baiting them. Hey, one-on-one coverage. Oh, you guys really like to go and throw at Riley Moss. Go ahead. Keep doing it. That's okay with us because we're going to keep sending pressure and inevitably we're going to get home. Nick Bonito, 2.5 sacks, leads the league in pressures, leads the league in sacks. He's the defensive player of the year, top candidate right now. He's been sensational. He's been special. But in the fourth quarter, the second to last drive where we were going to tie the game, 3rd and 14. What a throw from Bo Nix. What a catch from Sutton. Great route in and of itself. Again, he had an amazing game against Quinyon Mitchell. Probably the best performance any receiver has had on Quinyon this season. He was exceptional. But the big plays after big plays, clutch situationally, knowing, especially in that last drive, 3rd and 9, we want to waste clock. We go and we run a play action pass. For a second, my heart drops. I don't know what's going to happen. Bo Nix, instead of forcing something, goes ahead, gets himself to the line of scrimmage, gives himself up. We run down clock, and we kick the field goal to go up 4. That drive, Bo Nix was tactical. Our shout out to J.K. Dobbins. He was really great in and of itself. But just making smart decisions the entire fourth quarter. Methodical. And I agree with you. Quarters 1 through 3, he definitely left something to be desired. But the offense as a whole, the pass offense, we really couldn't do anything. Rushing finally got going, and I think that started to get us going. I've said it all season. We'll work off the run game. JK's been special so far this year. But we saw, going up against the best team in the league, that we can hang. And we saw that with the Chargers. We know we can hang. We know the Chargers, especially being a division rival, they give us tough competition every time we play. Hell, Bo Nix, God bless, has not beaten him yet. The Broncos have not beaten the Chargers in Bo Nix's tenure so far. But in those games, we show we're right there. Against the Eagles, we gave them everything we had, and we came out on the other side. The Broncos from here on out should be thinking there's no one we can't beat. We just beat the best team, the reigning champions. Why can't we go and do it? Now you look at our schedule from now into the bye. There's no excuse. We should win every single game. We have a great opportunity
Big
right
game
now.
next week.
9:30 versus the Jets. No one cares. That's a W guaranteed.
9:30 in the morning.
London.
Jesus Christ.
Big game.
Worst game.
But Bo Nix should be moving with the utmost confidence now. You just went up against the best defense in the league in the biggest moment on the road, and you torched. Keep that energy.